Hello and welcome to the Blue Sky Robotics Robotic Exploration Center. I'm Tony and I'm excited to be sharing with you today a little bit about an exciting development in the Farino ecosystem of products. To tell you a little bit about us, we're Blue Sky Robotics. We spun out of an applied technologies research lab on campus at UNC Chapel Hill, where we were lucky to be studying three primary branches of technology: artificial intelligence, computer vision, and robotics and drone technology. Now, when we spun out the robotics company, we were very lucky to have a very challenging use case right off the bat, and that was unstructured picking in a logistics environment, specifically for a third-party logistics company called Productive that pick and pack a lot of these monthly subscription kits that you may have seen all over the place. Now, to make matters more challenging for us early on, the particular client that we were working with was Mystery Tackle Box, which packs about 3,000 different varieties of fish and tackle products in a monthly subscription kit that goes out to customers worldwide. Now, if you know anything about fish and tackle, you know that to make matters more complicated, there are lots of atypical types of shapes, lots of reflective surfaces, and just about every packaging type you could possibly imagine. That forced us to develop a highly flexible kitting system, specifically on the vision side, that leverages large AI models that are capable of locating objects that may or may not have even been present in the training set based on a prompt. Now, part of the reason for this is that they have about 3,000 varieties of fish and tackle, any 6 of which we could be dealing with at any given point in time to pack into these boxes, and they required very fast changeovers. So they run in batches of about 4 hours each. So every 4 hours, we could be dealing with a completely new batch of 6 products. This is very challenging for traditional vision systems that are not typically geared towards these high-mix, low-volume use cases. We've since deployed 12 of these cells to their Dallas facility, where they're actively kitting and packing these subscription boxes on a daily basis at an accuracy spec of about 99.5% per cell. For us, this was a huge unlock. And as we talked to a lot of other Farino customers, what we realized is they were facing a lot of the same challenges. The number one request that we get on a regular basis is, how can I quickly and easily add a flexible vision system to my Farino robot? Well, as we looked back on the successes that we've had in our logistics environment, we realized we had an opportunity to take the core technology that makes those solutions work and bring them to a larger body of customers that may get value out of them. So as a result of this need, we've taken that vision system that's driving our success in the third-party logistics space and created Blue Argus, which allows users and integrators to leverage that same powerful computer vision system in a slightly more flexible format. So as we look into it, the system at its core allows you to go from prompt to pick point in seconds. So you can see we have a few objects laid out on the table here. We're going to start picking them one by one. So we're going to, for example, want to pick up a generalized metal part. This happens to be a spring bracket. And we're going to enter into the system metal part. The system's going to use its onboard camera system to not only detect the XY location of the part, but also use a LiDAR time of flight sensor to determine the Z value of that part as well. This allows for seamless picking from a basic prompt. It's quite flexible as well and able to detect a wide variety of objects. So for example, if I want to pick this item here and I enter the prompt charger, you can see in a matter of seconds, we go and successfully execute that pick. It's also compatible with more generalized objects. For example, a basic white box. So if I enter the prompt white box, we successfully pick and place that object as well. Where things are also typically a little bit challenging is with very flexible packaging types, right? And so as we go through and enter, for example, orange candy packet, we're moving to exactly the right pick point every time. If, for example, we want a very challenging product like this kitted dice that's very reflective with a lot of ridges that can make it difficult to pick, if we place it in front of the system and we enter, for example, package of dice, we get a successful detection and a successful pick. To use this technology for slightly higher volume applications, we can use the same computer vision system. We just have to write a small program that goes around it, which is very quick and easy with our SDK. So if we build a basic program that detects small white bottles, in this case sunscreen bottles, identifies which bottle has the highest Z value inside of our pick zone here, the program will run on a continuous loop, making sure to raise the parcel high enough to avoid the sidewalls here and drop directly in this bin. So we enter white bottle label into our prompt. And seamlessly, you're off to the races with the basic bin picking application. And you're actually going to be able to see some of our air handling in real time here, where you see this springiness in the end effector right here gives you the ability to actually go a little bit further than the detection point without damaging the product. Now, obviously, different product types may require slightly different suction cups. The system is very compatible with any suction cup that you may want to attach for large or small products. Now, the way that we do this is a combination of hardware and software. So we've actually standardized the hardware kit to include a 3D depth mapping camera, as well as a Schmaltz vacuum generator, and all of the connection points and hardware built into this mount that's going to allow you to attach both to the end of the Ferrino arm seamlessly, very quickly in about 15 minutes, and be off to the races from a programming perspective. In addition to that, we've actually equipped the system with a high-powered compute that allows you to run these large models and be compatible with future upgrades as we add them to our core vision system here. In addition to that, we've equipped you with an SDK that's going to allow you to seamlessly go directly from prompt to pick point and integrate flawlessly with the Ferrino SDK to build very basic pick and place applications. So we see a lot of applications for this, not only in the world of bin picking, but also in the world of palletizing and machine tending, where, for example, we may need to very quickly identify and detect various parts that could be different SKUs from day to day without requiring a very well-indexed pegboard to be able to actually go through and execute that pick. So what you're seeing right here is the hardware kit that includes our suction system. But in the very near future, we're actually releasing a version that includes the camera with a dedicated mount and enough clearance space to accommodate a 3-finger or a 2-finger, whatever type of gripper you'd like to use. So for example, we can use this same system to detect metal parts to be picked up and placed inside of a CNC machine or any type of machine tending application where we're actively using this system is not only in the manufacturing and logistics space, but also in biomed with very small objects going up to full-size boxes, like you can see right here. Now, as I mentioned, changing the suction cup on this system is as easy as pulling off this guy here, attaching a larger suction cup for boxes, and if we prompt the system to say, pick up any boxes that may be in your detection screen here, what you'll see is that we can use a generalized prompt to detect both this box and this box. Now, our current logic is basically going to pick the highest box first, so we should be picking this larger box as well as this smaller box in the same loop here. So if we say box, Even though neither of these boxes were actually present in the training set, both are able to be detected with the same general prompt. We're excited to be offering early access to this combined hardware and software system to our trusted partners to gather feedback on not only how they could be using this product, but how we can make it a little bit of a sweeter treat for the entire Farino ecosystem.